Hello there everybody, the Hat Person here, and welcome to a brand new kind of impromptu, in the heat of the moment kind of series. Now why is that? Well, this is very similar to what I had going on with Pac-Man World 2, in the sense of, you know, I was trying to record another game, and it didn't work, and then one thing led to the other, and I ended up doing something else. And also, this is, a little bit too good to pass by. Now what do I mean good? Well, there's so many, stimulating things on screen, to say the least. And this is just so I found it hilarious, and I ended up caving in and I bought it. I also went and I visited a bunch of gaming sites, and the reviews for this game were relatively good. I mean, they were okay, especially a Destructoid. I remember they gave it an 8 out of 10, which to me is a pretty good score. I don't know what everybody else gave them. I mean, all of them have been either in the middle or beyond, you know, middle or higher. Nobody really said that it's a bad game, per se. Now, whenever people say it's a bad game, they say it for, you know, the very big elephant in the room right here, which is the fact that all of these girls are naked, they constantly have their butts and their boobs showing, and they're jiggling as if they had minds of their own. But, yeah, I mean, aside from that really big, obvious selling point, I mean, just look at this. Nothing is happening. There's literally nothing breaking those clothing. It's like nature. It's like if God existed, he would just make that happen. He would just snap his fingers and blah, and just make all that clothing disappear. Well, there you go. This game is called Senran Kagura Shinovi Versus. And so apparently this is part of an anime series, and I'm assuming that because it's an anime, there's a manga that comes with it as well. Yeah, this is kind of an already established series of, it's kind of a ninja style kind of series. It's not like Naruto, it's nothing like Naruto, believe me. They call them so Shinobi, you know, it's about these group of girls, you know, along the same lines of Arcana Heart, where it's kind of a fighting type of game, where the entire cast, or at least a huge majority of it, is women, and they all kind of bear it all, to put it lightly. And, of course, this was for the Vita. This is exclusively for the Vita, but thanks to my PlayStation TV, I am actually able to play it on my TV and to record it so that you guys can watch me play through it. And I was already feverishly wanting to play something on my TV, and I did have Persona 4 The Golden in mind, but the date is not the appropriate time right now for the calendar run. The game doesn't actually start until like April the 11th, and so it's not April the 11th yet, so I can't start it. So for now, we're gonna have to deal with this. I don't know how long this game is, but let's go ahead and do a new game. So as you can tell, there's already a file there that I opened up. That was for us so I can just kind of test out the waters, see how the game ran and all that kind of stuff. Not that that would stop me from playing it anyway, but here we go. I mean, let's jump straight to it. So this is supposed to be a hack and slash game along the lines of, you know, Bayonetta and Dynasty Warriors, you know. Bayonetta for very obvious reasons, and Dynasty Warriors because, you know, there's a lot of hacking and slashing and defeating huge groups of enemies. And so there is a story to this. This is based on an anime slash manga, and yeah. Apparently, there's gonna be like this really big exposition bit right here. It's actually kind of tiresome, and it's in Japanese, so it's not like I'm gonna read it out, or, you know, it'll be very awkward. But basically, there are different groups of shinobi schools. So, they keep saying stuff like, oh, you know, back in the day, a long time ago, shinobis and ninjas and all that kind of stuff were very commonplace, and they were used for, you know, different kinds of assignments and missions. Now, in the modern society, they're not needed as much anymore, but there are still shinobis and ninjas being trained as we speak. And so that's basically what leads to all of these girls going to high school, but, you know, on the side, they go to, like, this ninja school where they learn how to do all of these things. And aside from that, that's all I know. Apparently, all of these different groups, as far as I know, there are maybe 4. I think there are 4 different schools where they kind of clash with each other. And you know, they fight against one another. Sometimes they team up, something along those lines. Very recently, aside from this game that came out recently, even more recently, there was a spin-off called Senran Kagura Bon Appetit, which is this kind of rhythm game slash cooking game spin-off. And so again, that one, if you thought this one was being very ridiculous with their boobage, well, wait till you see that one. Unfortunately, that game is not compatible. Sorry. That game is not compatible with the PlayStation TV. Which doesn't make sense because this one is fully compatible while the other one isn't. And I've played that game. I've bought it because I'm an idiot. I've played that game. And, you know, there are some things for the Vita, you know, like motion controls and touching on the touch screen and stuff, but it really isn't anything major. It's really nothing that you can't do on PS TV. Maybe it needs an update. I'm not sure, but it's kind of bullcrap that I can play this, but I cannot play that, especially when the DLC for this game kind of, you're able to carry it over to the other spin-off game. So it's obvious that both games have the same engine, and they use, you know, the same assets and all that kind of stuff. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to carry it over that easily. So, the entire reason for why I am speaking over this, damn exposition section was because A is in Japanese, so I would have to talk over it anyway. And, secondly, that exposition was very, very tiresome. When I was playing it, when I was doing my little test run at the beginning, it was very tiresome, it was very boring, and it really didn't have much of a bearing on what I was doing currently. And so, you know, that kind of really long, drawn-out narration is the exact formula for those terrible movies that go straight to DVD that have horrible stories. So, yeah, that's not a good sign. Anyway, we have to select the school. We can only choose 3 here. I kind of thought that there were 4. Maybe we can unlock it as we move on. But, yeah, we have the Hanzo Academy right here, which, as far as I can gather, I don't know a lot about this series. That's why I kind of had the curiosity of playing this game as well, so that I can be acquainted with it. Apparently, is popular. But, again, I'll keep speaking as I keep moving along with the game. So we have Hanzo Academy, which, I think this girl, her name is Asuka, I think, and, she's kind of like the Goku kind of character, you know, she's really powerful, but she's kind of dumb, and very easygoing, but, you know, she can get serious whenever she needs to. This is Gessen Academy. That girl over there looks very, I think her name is Yumi, very elegant, very, I don't know, dignified, I guess. And she, I guess she's like the rival to this girl. She's kind of like the Vegeta of the group. I'm assuming, I don't know. And then this one, you know, they're always, inside a huge group of girls, there always has to be like the super manly kind of girl, you know? And she always has to speak in this really deep voice, you know? I'm pretty sure she's gonna have that kind of voice. She's from Hebijo Academy. So let's go ahead and, I don't know, this seems like the common one that I gotta choose, you know? Like the main protagonist one. So, I mean, hell, let's do it. Let's go to Hanzo Academy. I'm sure we're gonna check all of them out eventually, but, yeah, here we go. The loading screens, they vary. Sometimes they're very long, sometimes they're very short. It really depends. At the very beginning of the game, it checks your DLC, and that takes forever. But, aside from that, most of it doesn't really take too much time. Anyway, here we go. In kind of Blaze Blue fashion, we're gonna see an internal narration and then a little bit of story. I get out of bed and open the window. It's a crisp, cloudless winter day. The golden morning sunlight radiates down from the mountains with a little book telling me, okay, press the X and you can flip book. An icy breeze floods in and refreshes the air in my room. Man, it's really icy. I'm assuming it's really, really cold. This February morning is especially chilly, but a true shinobi knows that danger can strike at any time, in any temperature. Yeah, that is right. But, if that was the case, you'd never sleep. Okay. I don't know how this whole shinobi thing is gonna make sense if all the characters are gonna be as loud and as noisy as, how I perceived them at the beginning. Especially if you ever, I actually ended up playing the cooking spinoff before this, and yeah, it really doesn't make sense. Kind of like a Naruto thing, you know? It's like, in Naruto is like, hey, we are ninjas, but then they're like, oh, yeah, whoa, yeah, you know, like yelling and screaming and doing a whole bunch of noisy things and, you know, attack powers and make half the planet explode. I'm like, dude, you're ninjas, you're supposed to be quiet. But yeah, I keep my window open and quickly peel off my pajamas. Really? Peel off my pajamas. Look, as far as I know, there is nobody, or at least in my circle of people that I associate myself with, there is nobody that says peel off my pajamas. They say take off. Peel off? Really? Well, like, what happens if I come back home and I'm like, oh man, I had a long day at work, I'm just gonna peel off my suit. That just sounds weird. That just sounds deliberately, like, sexual. Like, I'm just gonna peel off my pajamas. You know, that kind of stuff. That sounds like a webcam girl trying to appeal to somebody. Goosebumps rise on my skin, but it's nothing some dry brushing can't take care of. Dry brushing. Okay. Oh my god. Well, that was quite the intro. My name is Asuka. I'm a second-year student at Hanzo National Academy, and I have ginormous breasts. Jesus Christ. And I'm apparently dry brushing, alright? But I'm no ordinary student. I'm secretly enrolled in the Academy Shinobi course. So, are you saying that you opened the window while you were fully naked? Like, you know, just bearing it all outside where people can look at you. In the huge cold, by the way. It's snowing and everything. So I'm assuming it's incredibly cold outside. And you're there just butt naked. Man, I wouldn't be surprised if you got, like, a cold on that same morning. So, anyway, it said there, she entered, like, the Shinobi course. Oh, there we go. We have, like, a little thing where we can actually look at the dialogue if we missed anything. I like that. But I'm no ordinary student, she says. I'm secretly enrolled in the Academy Shinobi course. Secretly enrolled? How is that a secret? Is that like an after-school thing? I don't know. The Hanzo National Academy looks like an ordinary school. It has roughly 1,000 normal students, but hiding amongst them are Shinobi students, like me. Great. One of the biggest schools in the country, training Shinobi under everyone's noses. The Hanzo National Academy masks its identity well. Well, I guess, if you're gonna go to ninja school, the common thing to assume would be that it would be kind of a quiet, stealthy thing, you know? If you go out there saying, hey guys, I'm in ninja school, then you're doing your job wrong, you know? It's like taking the job of a suicide bomber and coming back alive. Of course, most people wouldn't believe there are still Shinobi in modern times. Oh, but it just so happens, surprise, there are. Shinobi once lived in the shadows of feudal castle, committing espionage, demolition, and assassinations for the shogun and daimyo of old. Great. We know that all of these girls are going to have a fantastic future ahead of them. A future of espionage, demolition, and assassinations. Great. We live in new shadows now. Great. We live in the shadows, but different shadows. Like, what? How does that make any sense? Times have changed, but the needs of the people, the needs of the most powerful people, are the same as ever, okay? There are two types of shinobi. Good shinobi work for the people's government. Evil shinobi sell their skills to the highest bidder. Whoa. Really? That seems very subjective, you know? Like, I'm the good guys, and those are the bad guys, you know? That sounds like your typical political party, you know? I mean, there's a lot of vagueness on that. You know, just because you work for the government doesn't necessarily mean you're a good person, you know? And you know, the evil shinobi, it seems that it's just by name. They sell their skills to the highest bidder. What if the highest bidder is like a really nice guy who wants to like kill a bunch of drug dealers or something like that? That's a good deed, right? You know? So, does that, just because they are for hire, they're essentially mercenaries, does that make them bad people? Well, I guess so, but I mean, it kind of depends who, you know, who are the people that they are being hired by, you know? And I'm pretty sure, like, I don't know this yet, but I'm sure that if we go to the perspective of the evil shinobi, like, they are gonna talk about the opposing side as like, no, they are the evil ones, you know? At least that would make the story interesting, and if that doesn't happen, then, oh well, let's hope that it surprises me. I'm sorry if I'm coming off on this game as pessimistic, but when I see a picture like that in the background, my expectations are a little low. We're the same in so many ways, and yet so different. We come to blows whenever we meet. Maybe it's fate. Yeah, so it is established that there is like a group that kind of bump heads very frequently. Not long ago, there was a great struggle. We, students of the Hanzo National Academy, why do you have to say the entire name completely every single time? We fought against the evil shinobi of the Hebijo Clandestine Girls Academy. Of course, it's a girls' academy. Anything that has a penis will immediately die as an NPC. Our class rep Ikaruga, Big Sister Cat, Calm and Deadly Yagyu, Clumsy Hibari, and I fought our lives against the Hebijo. Why are you saying all the names? I don't know who these people are. As a matter of fact, why don't you try showing them to me? You know, instead of giving me this very long and drawn-out exposition with slow text. The girls of Hebijo were also strong. Their leader, Homura, and her friends Yomi, Hikage, Mirai, and Haruka. Why do you keep telling me all these names? I don't know who they are. The very least you could do is show me pictures, and not even that, you're showing me this random room with nothing on it. Why don't you try showing me a cutscene? Show me some dialogue. This is exactly what bad movies and bad video games are made of. Long, drawn-out exposition that doesn't show me anything. Show, don't tell. That doesn't apply to only movies, you know? It was almost impossible. We had to make some heartbreaking decisions. But we fought with honor. So I'm assuming that all of this is kind of, summarizing or retelling. And back to the boobs. It's been 6 months since then. Yeah, there have been some games, I think. This is kind of like a part of a series. There's a 3DS game that came out before this as well. And I'm assuming that's kind of following the story of that. Also, I'm assuming that this is in some ways connected to the anime or connected to the manga or something like that. Not sure. But they keep it very vague to the point of it doesn't really matter. We train hard every day with the confidence we gained from winning that battle. Our teacher, Master Kiriya, is hammering us with lessons. Hammering us with lessons on how to live as a shinobi after we graduate. Get it? Hammering. That is totally not sexual at all. Yeah, finally, like, that entire time. How long has it been? We've already been recording for 17 minutes. Are you freaking kidding me? 17 minutes and it's just exposition after exposition. And even then, like, I like to imagine that she was talking to herself the entire time. And then finally done with my dry skin brushing. And apparently that's a thing that people do. Especially women. Especially if they're naked. Okay. Well, that image is just firmly just implanted into my mind, you know, because of how long they held it on there. I put on my uniform, grab my wakizashi and shuriken, and rush out. Alright, rush out into the snow, where I'm totally not gonna get a cold from the very nothing that I'm wearing. My breath is like white smoke in the fog. I raise my voice and tell myself, yeah. Alright, let's make the most of this day, being this ninja assassin that works for the government. I'm gonna be talking to myself loudly the entire day. Clearly, this will help me with my stealth skills. Although, I do have to say, I kinda like the narration. You know, the Japanese, and you know, the localizations for this have always been very, nice and detailed and very well written. I like it. It's almost like I'm reading, like I am reading a novel. I mean, that's why they call them visual novels, because they're very descriptive in a way that how you'd be reading a book or something. Alright then. Oh, we had a notification. Press left and right on the mission select screen to increase difficulty. If you think the mission is too easy, this is where you can go to change it. Alright. I don't know anything about this game. So, I have done a little bit of research. I have searched on Tumblr. That was a big mistake. I searched on Google with the safe search off. That was a big mistake. I am also, I played the cooking spin-off before playing this, so I kinda sorta know who these characters are, but again, you know, I don't know much about the personalities or like the main line of stories, if there even is a story that's worth talking about. So yeah, I kinda sorta know, but in terms of gameplay, I'm clueless right now. It's kind of a hack and slash. Okay then, so the ninja room is a stronghold for shinobi students. Examine objects in the room with X to open various menu screens. Great, like, these are like baby's first video games. You know, walk up to something and press X to do a thing. Great, thank you for talking down to me. Press start or R. R. Why R? That sounds like the most random button ever. Start makes sense, but R? To open the shortcut menu. There, you can touch a menu icon to open the corresponding menu screen. Okay, touching. So, I am playing on a PS TV, so I just wanna hold on here for a moment. Okay, so I do have my touch pointer in the game, so I can press down on L3, and there we go. So I have my little hand here where I can do lots of touching, and judging by how I've seen the opening animated cutscene and yeah, the first image that we saw of our little protagonist character, there might be some touching. I don't know what kind of touching, but again, judging by the spin-off that I played a few days ago, there's gonna be a lot of touching. You can talk to other characters by standing next to them and pressing X. Derp, how do I play the game? Oh, I don't know. Maybe if I stand in front of somebody and I press the most common button in gaming history. Oh, man, I figured it out. Thank you, tutorial. As the story progresses, character dialogue will change. Character dialogue will change. Try to talk to your girl again after a chapter. Wow, this game thinks I'm an idiot. as the game progresses, things change. Wow. Man. Are you kidding me? Okay, then it seems now that we can actually move. Wow, okay. Look at that frame rate. That frame rate does not look as good as I thought. I mean, I am playing this on a Vita, so I'm not expecting like PC Master Race quality stuff, but still, that looks a little rough. I mean, that's like kind of 30 frames, but not really, is like borderline like 29, 28 frames. That just looks weird. I don't know. Also, the controls feel very rough. They do not feel smooth at all. Like, I'm gonna go left and right, continue, like, repeatedly. Yeah, that's like, you really have to hold it, like, okay, so I'm gonna go right now. Yeah, there's like a big delay, it's like half a second, so press. Yeah, it's like Rayman 2 controls, and that's very weird, like, why? Why is it so, like, unresponsive? It just feels very clunky and weird when I'm trying to move around. Oh, like, it doesn't even curve the turn, you know? It feels like I'm on this kind of 8-directional pad, you know? It's almost like I'm walking on a grid, which feels very, very weird. Like, there's no smoothness to the turns. Yeah. Alright then, so let's go ahead and talk to some of these girls. So, okay, let's start off with you. Okay, so we have Katsuragi. I kind of need to lean over because my Wii is actually getting in the way of the corner of the screen, and I can't see that thing down there that says Katsuragi. Okay, so it pops up there, so it doesn't matter. I fought a lot, laughed a lot, and squeezed a lot. Squeezed? Oh boy, should I take a wild guess what it is you were squeezing? Are you like a perverted girl? I'm proud of the past 3 years, no regrets, but it is a shame that I won't be able to jiggle my lovely juniors anymore. Wow. Well, it's very obvious that this game does not take itself all that seriously. Man, if Anita... Oh, excuse me, God, I burped so hard, sorry. If Anita Sarkeesian and all these other feminists knew about this game's existence, they would flip their... Oh, man, they would just flip everything. Everything. They would, like, activate nukes towards the planet Earth and just destroy everything. They're pissed off about, like, the main line of Nintendo games. But no, obviously they don't know that this game exists. And you know what would piss them off even more? Is that clearly this game does not give any craps. Ikaruga. Oh, by the way, this game is rated M. So, yeah, heads up. So, you know my rules for M-rated games. You know, that gives me, you know, free reign to curse and to say some dirty stuff. So, yeah, this is M-rated. So if you're a child or a grandma, go away. Because, I know the grandmas are technically M age, but they'd still probably hate this. The final exam gets closer every day. I can't help but feel nervous. It's not just my own prestige on the line, but my family too. I can't afford to fail. Otherwise, they'll beat me again. I think I need to meditate. It's the best way to it's the best way I know to keep relaxed and focused. Alright, Ikaruga. That's your little insight. So, I can already tell. This is like the very firm, the girl that loves to study, who's very responsible and basically keeps reprimanding everybody for their stupid idiocy. She probably punches this girl in the face a lot for squeezing, quote unquote. Let's talk to this one right here. Daidoji, okay? The school year is almost over. How many school years have I spent like this? Well, you seem way more adult than everyone else here, so I'm assuming you're like an advisor or a teacher or something. You're wearing like this uniform kind of thing. I'm assuming you're a student. I'm not sure. You're maybe like a... Maybe that it's your last year as well, like that other girl over there. How about you, Hibari? I'm gonna be a second year soon. What do you think? Have I been acting more like a big sister lately? Okay, so here we go. Stereotype number 1,000,000,100. God, it's so idiotic. But, yeah, again, you know, there's always has to be, like, the responsible one, the pervert, the kind of, the cheerful one, and here you have the kind of childish, you know, the one that basically revolves around sisters, you know, like, oh, big sister, little sister, and for some reason that is supposed to completely infatuate everybody. When spring gets here, I'll have juniors. I gotta be the best role model I can be. Yeah. That whole Oni-chan, One-san kind of thing that all of the idiotic Americans that don't know anything about anime keep regurgitating as a way of, ha ha ha, I'm making fun of anime because I think it's dumb. Yeah. Just because you regurgitate a phrase that people say doesn't make you funny or, you know, clever. That just makes you an uninformed idiot. At least I can say, okay, so here's where this trope comes in. And at least I know what I'm talking about, rather than, oh, look at that stupid anime, kawaii, am I right? Anyway, Yagyu. 1 year has already passed since I enrolled into school. That means I have only 2 years left to spend with Hibari. Oh, so, you got a thing for Hibari? I can't waste even 1 day. Lesbians running free with each other. I do notice that she has an eye patch. Again, another thing. Whenever there's a big group of girls, there always has to be the one with the eye patch. And let me take a wild guess. She's gonna be very serious. She barely ever smiles. Yeah. Yeah, these characters are not that difficult to figure out. Hopefully they have a more interesting story than their personalities. I mean, this is like what I see on the outside, okay? I don't know anything in depth, so hopefully their personalities will expand beyond these tropes that I'm detecting, or stereotypes. Okay, Kiriya. Is this a man? Because if this is a man, then oh my god, dude. You're living like a I Am Legend here, you know? Or you're living like Lisa the RPG, but the other way around. It is the end of the school year already. The graduation test for the seniors and the orientation for freshmen. Old friends leave, new friends arrive, but Shinobi, don't get to be sentimental. Stay sharp and don't neglect your training. Really? Because all these people have faces like they can get pretty emotional and loud. Okay then, so I can open with R or I can press start. It feels wrong to press R, but you know, just because I feel like it makes more sense to me, I'm gonna go ahead and press start. Alright. So we have missions. I'm assuming that's like the nitty-gritty, actually doing stuff. We got the dojo, don't know what that is. Got the store, I'm assuming you buy stuff. I mean, buy stuff like, you know, I don't know, just from the top of my head, weapons, maybe some costumes. Okay, the costumes are obvious, but I'm assuming like weapons or items or something. The library, that's probably like bios and information on enemies or something like that. Dressing room, yep, that is directly linked to the store, I'm sure. Character. So, I don't know what that does. Maybe you can actually change from one character to the other. Like, maybe aside from Asuka, I can actually change from all of these ones that are over here. I have records, settings, and change school. Okay, so I can change on the fly whenever I want from one group to the other. Okay, that's good, that's good, that's convenient, because I was kind of assuming that, okay, I gotta go back to the menu and I gotta, you know, choose the other one. But, apparently not, so that's good. Settings. It's always good to look at the options first. Yeah, the frame rate is kind of weird. Like, sometimes it dips, sometimes it stays consistent. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that. Especially on the you know, I could forgive it on the Vita, but maybe because it's on the big screen TV, maybe it has to chug a little bit, but I don't know. In settings, you can adjust volume. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Okay, is that... Oh my god, is that it? Sound and camera? That is all I can do? Maybe I'm spoiled from PC games, but goddamn, this is shameful. This is barely an option screen. Music, sound effect, voice. Okay, I don't want to screw around with that. Maybe turn down the music a little bit, but, you know, just to kind of hear everything else. Now, rear touchpad. Now, technically, I am able to use my rear touchpad here. If I press R3, I can have kind of like a back touch right here, and I can, you know, touch stuff. But I really don't feel it necessary, especially if it's like an option right here, and it says full, right, and left. Still not sure how that works, but I don't plan on using it. And I am playing on a DualShock 3 gamepad, on a PlayStation TV, and I don't know. I really don't think it's a thing that I have to use all that much, especially if the default state is unused. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it as unused. Vertical cam, horizontal cam. Okay, that'll depend on how it's set, and I'll change it if I want to. Let's see what else is there. Let's keep exploring the menus. Oh man, are you gonna do that voice, like, every single time I go in? Hold on. Yeah, she's gonna keep regurgitating that phrase every single time. That's gonna be a little annoying. Thankfully, my volume is turned way down. You guys are gonna be able to hear it in full volume. I have the volume turned down, so yeah, I can barely hear it. Let's go to the records. Okay, records menu, you can save. Okay, I gotcha. So basically, this is my saves. You know, I can save, load, or delete. Okay, then, so why don't we, go ahead and save. There we go. It's always good to save. Usually I don't save because, you know, if I lose my footage or something bad happens, then I can just go back and redo some stuff. But since we're barely beginning, this is barely the opening of the game, then it really doesn't matter whether I lose something or not. Okay then, so let's keep exploring. Let's see what else we can do. We got the dressing room. So as far as I know, I don't think we have any clothing yet, so I'm not even gonna bother. Library. Let's go in. I'm curious about that. I'm assuming that's just like information. In the library, you can view pictures, movies, or listen to music you've bought at the store. While browsing these lists, you can change categories by pressing L and R. Okay. Under the scores category of the library, you can view various data records, as well as see how many times each shinobi has been used in battle. Alright then. So yeah, this is basically the gallery. Instead of calling it the gallery, they called it the library. So you have pictures. I'm pretty sure they're gonna be provocative pictures and just like very normal portraits. View a movie to play. So there's only one. And maybe that's like the ending to the story? Not sure. Music, I only have 2 tracks right now. Voice. We have Daidoji voice and we have Rin voice. Now, I have these 2 because there's actually some DLC that I downloaded for these characters. And these 2 actually carry over to the other spin-off game as well. Basically, all of the DLC that is available is able to carry over to the other spin-off game, which I think is very interesting. That's a thing that I believe more games should have. But I think that's very interesting. And now, these 2, I don't know who they are. But, you know, all of their stuff is already available because I downloaded their entire, like, character pack. We have the score here. Obviously, there's nothing here. And I'm already cowering in fear of all of these things. Times stripped, 0. Pics unlocked. Movies unlocked. Like, clothes destroyed. Wow, okay, that's already leaving me, either anxious or, already face palming at what I'm going to see. Well, let's press R, the weirdest button in the world to have the main, you know, menu button here. The store, we'll go into it. Missions, dojo, I'm assuming these 2, I'm assuming this is practice and this is like actually playing the game. Let's go to characters, let's see if I can actually switch it up. From the character screen, you can change characters, okay. You can check a character's stats by pressing square, or view a tech list for that character by pressing triangle. Ah, okay, so the combos and stuff. Alright. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 characters, and obviously Daidoji over there is a DLC character, so usually you'd see 5. But in my particular case, I have this extra one. So I'm not planning on changing it up too much. I kind of want to be acquainted with one, and, you know, Asuka seems to be like the basic... You know, if this was Super Smash Brothers, she would be Mario. You know, like the very well-balanced, kind of normal Goku kind of character. So let's take a look at some stats. So HP 300, attack 82, defense 87, mastery, nothing. I'm assuming those 3 are like elements or something. Yeah, level 1, experience 0. Okay, so there are some RPG elements into this. Okay, second year Hanzo student, granddaughter of legendary shinobi. Ah, okay, so that's already like her selling point. She's the daughter of the legendary shinobi, and she's probably, let me take a wild guess, she's kind of a klutz, she's clumsy, she screws up and doesn't think things too deeply. But, oh, you know, she's the daughter of this legendary guy, so clearly she has some hidden power. So she wields dual wakizashi. Birthday September 8th, blood type, and of course you have her measurements. 35, 22, 30, wow, the contrast between 35 and 22, that is unreal. Hobby, training, favorite food, Funomaki roll, guardian, toad. Don't know what that guardian is. There's more? Oh, okay, so the X was just to confirm. Okay, well, I'll take a look at it later. Let's see, what else is there to see? Dressing room, library. Okay then, so I can already tell that here, like, I can actually physically go to these areas. Like, if I want to do, like, a shortcut, if I just want to immediately go to this area, I can just select it. But I can actually go into all of these areas here in the room to select all of it instead of going to the menu, which I think is really cool. I think it's a good thing. You're integrating the environment to your needs. I think that's a good thing. If only the, you know, the textures and everything looked a little bit sharper, but I don't want to be too anal about that. So here I can save. Here's the dressing room. Here's the library. Okay, so here we have some missions. We have the dojo. We have the store. Okay then, so I've been recording for 35 minutes, and we haven't even started playing the game proper yet. So, tell you what, I'm gonna stop it right here, and I'm gonna continue on later with actually exploring more stuff. I think the first thing we're gonna do is go to the dojo, and then we'll do some missions. I'm assuming this dojo is like the practice mode where I can just kind of, you know, hack and slash at will and learn some combos and stuff, and then I can actually go and do some missions, which would be the actual story. But anyway, if you guys are enjoying this video, and if you're enjoying this series as a whole, obviously it's not a series yet, this is barely episode 1, but you know, in the future there's gonna be a bunch more episodes. Go ahead and give this video a like. If you like boobies, then go ahead and give this video a like, and of course subscribe to stay updated on everything that's been going on, and so you never miss a single episode when it comes out. And yeah, I'm gonna keep doing more of this. I mean, this is kind of an impromptu, unexpected thing, mostly because I was dying to make a Let's Play through the PlayStation TV, and obviously Persona 4 the Golden will have to wait until April. So yeah, I'm the Hat Person, and I'll see you guys next time for some more Senran Kagura. Hopefully this game starts to get a little bit more interesting. See ya!